Good afternoon. This is David Loves Comics. Hope everyone's being safe out there and being safe and sound out here. I usually do music on this channel. Once in a while, a lot of comic book news comes up and just want to throw a little 3 cent vibe. But let me get the nitty gritty of the title of this video. I like videos to get to the point. Uh, I got a little concerned about this Spider-Verse, and I really am. And what I'm basing this more on is, news is announced that the other two Spider-Men are coming back in to, the next movie. And, that's not a big shocker. It's a reunion party. But what I'm really a little worried about is that this may be the last Spider-Man film. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield is coming back. Maybe they want to do an offshoot, because this is a Sony film. It's Marvel and Sony Productions put together, but it is, it's nothing. I'm looking at a few years ago. Tom Holland was going to be taken out of the Marvel universe. Now we got 3 of them. Like, well, wait a minute. So was that part of the plan or the deal, that we get a fair wear and a capper, or Sony may decide you keep Tom Holland? Based on the response of Toby or Andrew Garfield, maybe we may want to do our own little spin-off version, of our Spider-Man in our actual world. Because once you make it a point that the other the Sam Raimi and the Andrew Garfield films, the web films, exist, then why can't we continue telling the story? And we may have 2 different versions of Spider-Man, maybe room for that. But I really think that Kevin Feige is going to just kind of say, I'm tired of the dance of can we have them, can we not have them, can we not have them? I mean, most of the Marvel superheroes, most of them get 3 films anyway. Thor was an exception because it got a brought in brand new life with the Thor Ragnarok. But 3 Spider-Man movies. Then I'm looking at John Watts, who's going to be directing Fantastic Four, and I give him credit and props. But it is very few. Maybe the Russo brothers, but few directors do multi franchises at the same time in Marvel. The Russo brothers, once they got to their hands on Avengers, they told Captain America's story, continued it in the next 2 films, and then Captain America, retired. Cap may make an appearance somewhere else, but I mean, we can't really, wait on that, But with John Watts doing Fantastic Four, this is the big thing. Once he gets his head on that, once he gets his hand on that, Silver Surfer, Galactus, Doctor Doom. I mean, Spider-Man is that you can't do Spider-Verse of Venom and Kingpin and Harry Osborn and the Fantastic Four. I mean, Stan Lee with help could do it in the comics, but in real life, that is more than a notion. And I know that is the one thing with the Fantastic Four being integrated with other Marvel characters in the Marvel universe, Wakanda and Galactus and things like that. It is going to be very hard, to be able to balance both of them. So I really think that the Spider 3, I mean, they may end our Peter Parker. They may end our Peter Parker and then start up with Miles Morales, which may be, that's a wonderful thing if that happens. But I just hopefully will it prepare other people, in that legacy. So that is my 2 or 3 cents about it. And overall with the Spider-Verse, the one thing I wish that when I'm more worried, they always do this with 3rd movies. They just throw the kitchen sink if anything. I know a lot of fans, and I'm not the one who came up with this one, but a lot of fans, just wish, okay, Tobey Maguire, can you be Uncle Ben? Do a flashback. Andrew Garfield, maybe he could even be play Peter Parker's father, do a flashback. They can do a multi-universe where both of them are still alive, you know, in the earlier time, and then he can just say, you guys are both my fathers, and the legacy, and you can see the actual actors meeting on the screen together, and spiritual and cinnamon style, cinema style of passing the baton. That is more of a sense of a story. Uh, or they can show a world where Peter Parker, Uncle Ben is still alive, and he becomes very materialistic and becomes not a superhero but an entertainer, which is one look that they have done in the book before. You know, but if they want to do the Jamie Foxx and Dr. Ock and speed up, I'm just like, I'm not that enthused about it, but I'll still see it. But I think that a lot of comic book fans themselves are just like, might as well get Green Goblin, and get Flash Thompson. It's more like, well, just because it seems like as everybody get a piece of it. Hopefully, Tom Holland can make an appearance in his own movie, but people say it's the third act. But I'm not too hard on it because, like I say, I just know that this is Sony and Kevin Feige is just working with what he has to do. It's business. Spider-Verse, critical acclaim, wasn't a box office success, as you would think it did, but it was a very successful cultural phenomenon. And I think Sony is like, you know, let's prepare for Miles Morales at some point. But before we do that, Marvel, let's have your send off. Uh, let's pay a nod to the Sony films, and it's cheaper. Well, not cheaper. It's less creative because Spider Verse is about different versions of Spider Man. Film noir, Spider Ham, things like that. Uh, you have to create and hire and come up with ideas to live action. It's just easy to say, well, let's just get the Spider-Man from 2003 or 2008, 2012. Let's just throw them in and say, this is a Spider-Verse. But that's a character walking on the set of another movie. That's not another parallel universe. Because it takes, heart to do a film story that you love the character and you see different versions of them, that you really love the character of it. Uh, but this is just, this is an easier way out. And I guess that this is, what they decided, uh, to do in the legacy of it. But that is my quick little take on, with all the news about the Spider Verse and things like that. But my biggest fear, I hope I can look back. I love doing not predictions of what I want in the movie. I have my own ideals, but I submit to the other writers doing it. That's their job. But I just hope that this is not no signal of the end of the Marvel Spider franchise. And that's a dark or different way of looking at it, but business wise. But there's no Captain America 4. There's no, Hulk had two movies from different other franchises. Uh, it just doesn't happen that much. We'll see what, Guardians 3, the three things. But with the Spider-Man, and it sounds weird to say that he has two movies because it's like, oh yeah, he did have two movies. But with that Fantastic Four announcements, I just can't, and we could say, oh man, they may hire somebody else, but I don't know this, because Sony is looking long term with this. This is not a one time appearance, and they got Venom and Morpheus, and if they get the rights to, they have the rights to Spider Man, but if people love the Tobey or the Andrew Garfield appearance, I don't see they can say, you know what, we're gonna make our own Spider Man version. And Kevin Feige said, well, you know what? Then I'm out. I can't have two competing superheroes in the films. DC can do that because people just they're used to two Batman, three Jokers. I mean, just everybody get a piece of it. Four four Superman. On television. But Marvel's trying to be. Let's not spread the basket around. But we'll see. I'm trying to keep this simple and short. And you have a good day. Take care. Peace.